Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a very special guest, someone who truly does it all. He's a vibrant voice of Megazone Bollywood, 104.8 FM, a talented MC, singer, comedian, and on top of that, he helps people achieve their dreams of home ownership as a home finance facilitator with ooba Home Loans in KwaZulu-Natal. Please join me in welcoming the multi-talented Shrish Viyas Hargoon. In this chat, we'll dive into his journey, his funniest moments, his passion for entertainment, and how he balances creativity with finance. You don't want to miss this one. Hi, how are you?
Hi Siddharth, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. In yourself?
A bit
Mhm.
nervous, but I think I'll get over the nerves shortly.
Don't be. I can sympathize because I'm also used to being the interviewer and they're not interviewee, so it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, as I was thinking about this, I was like, you know what, when I'm busy interviewing others, it's different. But now I'm on the other end of the stick, so it feels a little bit different as well.
Yeah, I'm sure the more we do this exercise, you'll be rocking.
I hope so. But thanks for that brilliant intro. I mean, it was really, really cool.
You're most welcome. All right, my opening question to you is you wear many hats, radio presenter, MC, singer, comedian, entertainer, and even a home finance facilitator. How do you balance such a multifaceted career?
To be honest, sometimes I really myself don't know how I do that. But generally, my day starts at 5 a.m. every day. I wake up early. I work around the schedules that I've got, and then I segment them into accordingly as to what needs to be done, and obviously try to get most of them done before the days ended. Sometimes it ends up going a little bit longer than the schedule that I've given myself, but I try to get most of it done by the time a day is over.
What first inspired you to get into radio presenting at Megazone Bollywood 104.8 FM?
So I've grown up listening to radio, but initially I was a listener when Leshav and Kavish used to be on another station back around, I think it was 2013. And I used to call in on their shows, give them some comedic chat. And then eventually in 2016, when Megazone Bollywood launched, they approached me and asked me if I want to be a jock. And I met them along with Vishal and Natasha, and that's where I currently am now. I'm on a Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and on a Thursday from 6 p.m. to 9. So Sunday is called the Sunday Click and Thursday is called the Lounge.
As a comedian and entertainer, how do you keep your energy high and connect with such diverse audiences?
So sometimes it's difficult to bounce off energy, right? But the thing is, I love connecting with people. So I might not know a person and I can easily just spark up conversation with them. My sister sometimes says, you know what, you and mommy are exactly the same because you can walk on the street and just talk to anyone without even knowing them. So I kind of like connecting with people from all walks of life and engaging with them. So even on and off stage, connect with the people, and as they give me their energy, I bounce off that. So I mean, you always hear the thing that they would say, if somebody is depressed and you're talking to them, that energy rubs off on you. It's a similar situation. So when you're on stage and you're giving off that positive energy, sometimes it gets fed back to you, and that's how you keep connected.
All right. I have a question for you in the comments. This is from Jitin Rishika. Hi, Shrish.
Mhm.
What is your most nostalgic moment in stage performance and being on radio?
So on stage, it was the very first time when I sang, because I always claimed to be a bathroom singer. And my very first moment was singing in Durban City Hall when I sang the song Pia Ore Pia with Shashika Murat. So that was the first proper song that I've done live on stage. Before, it was just small snippets. When I entered the talent contest, I sent through a voice recording of me singing Pehli Nazar Mein. It was on a D500. I knew nothing about recording. And Shashika said, you know what, it's fine, send it through. She handed me a certificate on stage. I sang the birthday song for my mom. And fast forward a couple months, Shashika had a concert in City Hall, and that was where I performed my first song live with her. So that for me is my most nostalgic stage performance. On radio, I would say the very first interview I've done, and that was with Daisy Shah. So she acted
Oh,
in J-Ho with Salman Khan, and that
mm.
was my very first international interview. So those two are my moments.
Which role comes most naturally to you? The voice behind the mic, the entertainer on stage, or the professional in home finance?
Honestly, I would say I love performing all of the roles I do, right? But the one that I feel more comfortable with and I would say comes naturally is being on radio because nobody sees you behind the scenes. And I like that. Because believe it or not, I might look like an extrovert, but I'm an introvert. I can keep to myself as much as I
Hmm.
can. I can be at home and I can be happy at that.
Can you share a memorable or funny moment from your time on air at Megazone Bollywood?
So memorable ones would be speaking to some incredible artists
Mhm.
like Jesse Lever, the son of Johnny Lever, Namoshi Chakrabarti, Mithun Chakrabarti's son, um, the lady or the girl that did the Lamborghini song, Sonali Sehgal. So after those interviews, they became friends. Vardhan Puri, Amrish Puri's grandson. So those were memorable moments for me. Also making friends on air, and as well as the incredible Megazone Bollywood family. A funny moment would be me being so confident on air um, and saying the wrong frequency of the station. And that's an inside joke that we always make. I was so confident that I said it, and not once, but twice. Until Keshika pointed out to me and said, "Hey, you're saying the wrong frequency." I was like, "No, but I'm saying the same thing." And I repeated it to her. She said, "No, but that's not the frequency."
Okay. How has music and singing shaped your journey as an overall entertainer?
So growing up, I loved singing. I used to sing all these chutney songs. We never had access to internet and YouTube, so we never knew what the lyrics were and how to actually
Mhm.
search for lyrics. So we'll go with what we hear, singing majority of the time the wrong things, right? So I love singing in all genres. I've learned a lot. I wouldn't say that I learned every song because
Mhm.
honestly, as I was telling Keshika the other day, one person can't sing every single song. If that was the case, Bollywood
Yeah.
would only have one singer.
Hmm.
So I like learning as much as I can. I try to improve myself as much as I can. And I would only sing songs that I feel suit me. I wouldn't go and take a song that's really high pitched that another singer's singing and say that, hey, I can do justice to that when I know I might not be able to do justice. So I'll sing songs that I'm comfortable with, I feel my voice tone is good with. Other than that, I would not try things that's out of my comfort zone.
All right. Comedy often comes from real life experiences. Where do you draw most of your material from?
So as you said, real life, right? So material pops up out all around me. So I'll be sitting and working and I'll look out the window, I'll see something that's happening out there that looks funny. I'll make a note mentally, or sometimes I would write it down because I forget things very easily. And then I'll be having a chat with Kesh, with my mom, with my aunt, and I'll pick up funny, crazy things from them. And that's how I base most of my stories because I'm always ready to tell a story. And even as Auntie Roshni, I would always find a situation, twist it around, and make it into a story. Especially if I'm doing a function like a night before or a birthday party, I would always ask the client, "Hey, listen, tell me some funny stories that happened in your life that I can use," and I'll take those stories and make it mine, but specific to them.
All right. Switching gears, how did you get involved with Uber Home Loans, and what do you enjoy most about helping people in home finance?
So believe it or not, I hated accounting in school. To the point that when I left school, I actually ended up with my first job being an accounts admin and a wage clerk. I got comfortable in the position. I learned it. I kind of enjoyed it. But all that happened while I was pursuing my diploma in software engineering. So I've got a professional diploma in software engineering, but I hadn't pursued that because at that time there were issues finding a job in that field. And to keep up to date, you got to constantly study in software. So there came a point when that specific company closed down. We were retrenched. only for me to apply to one of the big major red banks in South Africa. Uh, I went into international banking. From there, after 6 months, I branched off into home loans. I was there for a few years until they decided to close down the divisions in Durban and send it over through to Johannesburg. So at that time, we had to look for other options, and eventually, the option of ooba presented itself. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me, to be a part of that amazing company, and also knowing that we can provide families with homes and put a big smile on their faces. That gives me a good purpose in life.
With such a busy schedule, what motivates you to keep pushing boundaries and exploring new opportunities?
So I always have this thing about myself, right? I will never quit until I try. Be it
Mm,
with entertainment, be it with being technical, because I'm very technical, right? I try to fix things. I wouldn't call an electrician or a plumber until I try to fix something, either a washing machine to a TV to a microwave. I always try to fix it myself until I know I
mm,
can do it. Once there was a problem with our washing machine at home, I ended up stripping it and fixing it for like, I would say honestly under 200 rand, whereas I was quoted like 2,500 rand to fix it. So I don't quit until I know I can't do it. So I love challenging myself. I think
mm,
I'm a go-getter, and I always say to try harder. So I would say I'm kind of a bit like a perfectionist. I
mm.
love learning every day to make myself better. So you'll always find me on YouTube finding videos on how can I fix this, how to do that. Or if somebody asks me something specific, Shrish, can we do this? I'll be like, wait, hold on, let me just check. I will try and see if I can do it. Other than that, I'll say, listen, we can't do it. Just get somebody else to do it. So that's what I do. I love challenging myself.
Course. All right. My final question to you is looking ahead, what's next for Shrish Viyas Hargoon? Any exciting projects, shows, or personal goals in 2025?
So for the first thing that's exciting for me is I'm gearing up for my first ever international trip next month. Um,
Okay.
so talking about Uber Home Loans, I won the National Home Finance Facilitator Award for the year
Wow.
at our conference, and I was one of the winners for the international trip. So we're going next month. So I'm looking forward to that, and then also whatever events follow afterwards. I know when I do land, I've got a show coming up in South Coast, and then also with festive season opening, there's a lot of weddings and birthday parties that's on the list. But I'm open to traveling around the country for other gigs, as I've done previously. And then personal goals, I would say growing and learning as much as I can and just living my best life.
All I gotta say, thanks so much for your time and hope to catch up with you once again in the future.
Thank you so much. So this has been fun. I mean, I was nervous at first, but I think we can go on and on now. I'm not that nervous.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep in touch off air.